Belle from Belle's Book Reviews again. So, in this video we'll be reviewing the heartwarming book Maniac Magee by Jerry Spinelli. This book was about a boy named Jeffrey Lionel Magee, nicknamed later on in his life as Maniac Magee, who was orphaned at a young age. In the novel, Maniac goes from home to home. He lives in a deer pen at the zoo, a small room at the zoo and the east and west sides with two different families from each end. He faces racism, introduced really, and he hates racism, and he's discriminated in the East End because he's white. I'd recommend this book highly to ages 8 to 12 because there's smoking, trash talk, and there's, of course, racism in the book. So, personally, I believe that ages younger than 8 shouldn't quite be introduced to smoking and racism and trash talk yet. But you don't have to wait too soon to read this wonderful, heartwarming book. So this book, I have a lot of highlights about it that I really loved. I love the fact that despite that Maniac he's just a good kid overall, and it's nice to have a protagonist who suffers, yet he is a very, very good character. He does things without being asked, and he makes a lot of friends too, because luckily he meets a lot of people who are very, very nice to him. And then, of course, there's the bully Mars Bar. This part, I really loved it at the end because it's not exactly a good feeling to have an enemy that you know always will hate you. Having an enemy is not a good thing. So it's really good that Mars Bar becomes Maniac's friend over time. And the Belle family is actually really, really nice. And they're not racists like the other people in this book, because Miss Belle, Amanda's mother, immediately welcomes Maniac into the family. I expected her to go like, we already have 2 kids who want to put crayons on everything, and I have a daughter who carries books around with her in a suitcase. So why adopt another kid? So I expect her personally to turn Maniac away, but somehow Maniac, he's very fortunate, and Miss Belle takes him in. She just says, okay, come on in. And I think that's really heartwarming, amazing, and so nice of her. And overall, Maniac is a very fortunate child. I mean, of course, his parents dying and his aunt and uncle fighting. Of course, that's really not fortunate. And he lives on the streets for a while, but the fact that he can make so many friends, the fact that he's still a good kid overall without really having much parents' help, that's just really fortunate. The way that he can just make friends, the way that he's talented, he can run really fast, all that. He's just a very fortunate person. Yet, despite all these, I do have 2 sad points. Number 1 is that it's pretty repetitive, and nobody really likes a repetitive story, because if it has too much repetition, then eventually you get lost somewhere. Because despite the fact that he's very fortunate, Maniac is very fortunate to have found all of these homes, but Maniac goes from this place to that place, back to this place, and at the end finally back to this place. Point A, B, C, B. he goes back to point B, and then he goes back to point A. And it's repetitive, how he just keeps on moving and moving and moving. So, and he runs away from every single one. So then I ask, why are you even doing this? You go around the hearts of these people, and then you run away and then leave them searching for you desperately. So I'm asking this book, why does this happen? Because he finds this place, runs away from that place, goes to this place, goes back to this place, goes to this place, goes back to this place, and then I can't keep track of it. So that part, I need to say, not everybody likes a very repetitive story. And then at the end, I'm so sorry for those of you who haven't yet read this book, because this is a spoiler, but Grayson passes away. I mean, I totally understand why it happened, because Grayson was very, very old. But really, Maniac had found a home where he was living the life of his dreams. So you could have just had, I don't know, maybe the kids from the East End go over and find him there, make friends, or maybe him go visit them every now and then. But Grayson passes away. I mean, it's so sad. I don't know how the author does this, but somehow Mr. Jerry Spinelli actually makes you very attached to Grayson over just one or two very, very short chapters. And I had this empty, hollow feeling when Grayson died. So then that's another point that's gone. And now I'm going back to it being repetitive. I just really wish it wasn't this repetitive. But overall, this was a great book. And I truly enjoyed reading this book. So I'm going to give it about a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Because it was repetitive, and there were sad parts, and smoking and racism, trash talk, all that. But this was a very heartwarming story about a white child who is faced with racism, but still finds friends that are white and black. So, thank you for watching this video, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.